Today, my friends, Hei Teves, a very special day, as I'm going to explain in a moment. Let's all give some extra tzedakah. And certainly, we will have all the blessing that this amazing day can give. Now, what happened on Hei Teves? Hei Teves, which means the 5th day of the month of Teves. So in the year 1987, Tov Mem Zayin, at that time, the U.S. court ruled decisively that the vast and rare library collected by the previous Rebbe, the Rebbe's father-in-law, and where he saved it from Russia and the old world, belonged to the Chabad movement as a whole. What happened was, in the winter of 1985, a grandson of the previous Rebbe, unfortunately, started removing hundreds of rare volumes and manuscripts from the library, which was housed in 770, the central Chabad synagogue. When he was confronted, he claimed that he's a grandchild and he's an heir and therefore is entitled to take at least part of the books. And he sold it on the rare Judaica market. Throughout the period, as much as they were asking him to return it, etc., he refused, and there was no choice but the Rebbe Chabad movement had to go to court against this individual. The Rebbe spoke about this situation many hours, with tremendous, tremendous pain and heartache. As it unfolded, it turned out that it wasn't just a matter of taking some of the books from the library, but it became a whole issue as to what is a Rebbe. Is a Rebbe just a great leader, great knowledge, holy man, with a lot of followers? Or is a Rebbe the Nasi Hador, the leader of the generation, like the Moshe Rabbeinu in his generation, like King David in his generation? Or is he just a great man with leadership capacity? Now the Rebbe took these allegations and these charges very seriously, to the point that throughout the trial, the Rebbe went 5 days a week to the Oyel, to the resting place of the previous Rebbe. Generally, he would go twice a month. And during these days he went, he fasted. Means that the Rebbe fasted just about the entire week. Chassidim were praying, Chassidim were taking upon themselves great mitzvahs to do. And as everybody tried to do things at a spiritual level, there was also need to take care of the court case. And the Rebbe pointed out to his lawyers a letter of the previous Rebbe to Alexander Marx, an important librarian in the States. And the previous Rebbe writes to him that this library is a possession not personally, but this belongs to the Jewish people. It's of great value to the Jewish people, and it belongs to the community, to the movement. Now the defendants claim that the Rebbe wrote this in German for the Nazi censors, so they should let it through. But it wasn't true. It was the Rebbe's personal belongings. When the judge, Charles Sifton, not Jewish, who presided over this whole deliberation, wrote in the decision the following words: not only does the letter, even in translation, ring with feeling and sincerity, it doesn't make any sense that a man of the character of the 6th Rebbe would mean something different than what he says. The Rebbetzin, when the Rebbetzin Chaim Mushke was asked on the oath, to whom does the books belong to? Her father does. And the Rebbetzin responded, the books and my father belong to Chassidim. In other words, a Rebbe doesn't have a private life. His whole life is for the world, for the community, for the Chassidim. And since then, Hei Teves became a great Yontif. It's a day of connecting to the Rebbe. And as the Rebbe says, this is a day of tremendous blessing. And it's a day where we should go out and buy Sfarim, books. Obviously books of Torah and mitzvahs. So friends, go out and buy some books. And on the words of the judge that said that it is inconceivable the Rebbe should say something that doesn't mean. In other words, the Rebbe's words are 100% true, emes lamitoy, so too are the Rebbe's words saying that we are on the threshold of Geula, emes lamitoy, and may God help us that this Hei Teves should be not only the Chag Geula for the Sforim, but it should also be the Donatzach, the victory of the Sforim. It should be the victory of Klal Yisrael coming out of Golus and find ourselves with the Rebbe Melech HaMoshiach in the Beis HaMikdash.